I've been teaching for 12 years, and I've seen some mean kids. But Haley, she was a different breed of toxic. She thought she was the main character of a movie we were all forced to watch. That was, until the quietest kid in the back row finally decided to hit delete on her entire reputation. I remember the first day she walked in. Late, obviously. She had those designer AirPods glued into her ears and a matcha latte that probably cost more than my lunch. She didn't look at me. She didn't look at the chalkboard. She just scanned the room like a predator looking for the weakest link in the chain. Haley was an influencer. Or at least that's what she told anyone who'd listen to her. The rest of the girls in class were mid, and the guys were just there to provide her with likes and validation. She spent half the class scrolling TikTok, and every time I tell her to put the phone away, she'd give me this look, this soul-sucking stare of pure boredom. "You're literally my least favorite teacher," she'd blurt out before going right back to her screen. But the worst part wasn't the disrespect, it was the bullying. There was this kid, Leo. Leo was the definition of invisible. He sat in the back, put up glasses on. He never spoke, not once. But he was brilliant. His essays were like poetry, and his math scores were off the charts. He was the kind of kid who just wanted to get through the day without being noticed. Haley noticed him. She started small, smirking when he walked by, whispering about his clothes. Then it got louder. She started calling him chopped in front of the other guys. She'd make fun of his glasses, his silence, his existence. Leo would just stare at his desk, his neck turning red, but he never said a word. I thought I could fix it. I really did. I thought if I paired them up for the big semester project, she'd see his value. I thought maybe some of his work ethic would rub off on her. It was the biggest mistake of my teaching career. 10 minutes into the group work, Haley was leaned back in her chair, one AirPod in, scrolling Snapchat. Leo was hunched over, doing the work of 4 people. His hands were shaking. I walked over. "Haley, why aren't you helping?" She didn't even look up. "He's hogging it all." I tried, but he won't let me do anything. It was a blatant lie. Leo looked up, his eyes wide behind his glasses. He knew I knew. "Okay," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Then you can finish the second half, since he's already done the heavy lifting." Haley finally looked at me, her lip curling. "No, that's okay. He likes doing it. He's just a nerd anyway." The 2 guys sitting nearby burst out laughing. Haley smirked, basking in the attention. She'd won. She'd humiliated him again for a cheap laugh. But then I saw it. A single tear hit Leo's notebook. Something in me snapped. I'm supposed to be the professional, the adult in the room, but I couldn't watch this kid get dismantled anymore. I leaned in, my voice loud enough for the whole room to go dead silent. "Haley, don't talk to him like that. He's doing all your work because you're too busy playing pretend on the internet. You should be grateful. For all you know, Leo could end up being your boss one day." Haley sat up. She looked offended, like I just slapped her. She opened her mouth to snap back, probably some rehearsed line about how she'd be famous by 20, but she never got the chance. For the first time in an entire year, Leo spoke. He didn't yell. He didn't even raise his voice. He just looked her dead in the eyes and said, "No thanks. I don't want to be a strip club manager when I grow up." The silence that followed was heavy. It lasted maybe 2 seconds before the entire room erupted. It wasn't just a laugh. It was a roar. It was a year's worth of frustration from every student she'd ever looked down on, all coming out at once. Haley's face went from pale to a deep bruised purple. She didn't say a word. She grabbed her matcha, snatched her designer bag, and ran out of the room. I should have called the office. I should have chased after her. But instead, I just looked at Leo. He went right back to his notebook, adjusted his glasses, and kept writing. The invisible kid had just ended the influencer's career with 11 words. And honestly, it was the best lesson taught in that room all year.